Good morning, evening, wherever you are in the world. I'm Raven from South Norway, and I thought we are going to do a read for someone who never gets to have a read, really. You're known as Sagittarius, but you're born between the 17th of November. No. 29th of November until the 17th of December, and that sign's been removed as a 13th sign. If for those of you who are especially interested, this read, first of all, it will be short as I haven't got really any specific attention for the read before. Anyway, it's I can't really pronounce the word yet. I will figure it out. It's something like OPHICHIUS or OPHICHIUS or whatever. It's also people known as Sagittarius. I think Bruce Lee was one of them. My mom is one of them. And my new friend from US who gave me this beautiful smoky crystal. It's one of them. And who are you? Will we call you the snake carrier? As we did a little bit research on OPHICHIUS. And so they say you are basically a mixture of Scorpio and Sagittarius. You have to be very quick if you're going to capture a snake, either by its tail or by the head. You see Bruce Lee, he is pretty quick and he has the move. Also, he does have the temper. You are considered to be both water and fire. I have, to my shock, seen sages go super emotional on me, which to my shock was like, aren't you supposed to be a fire sign? You are considered to be mutable as Sagittarius. You're mutable, which makes sense because we just left fixed, didn't we? We're still fire and water. No one's really told me what's your planetary ruler, but if you're a mix between Scorpio and Sagittarius, that would make you Plutonian, Mars, and Jupiter highly volatile. Maybe it's a reason there are very few of you in my life. Some of you can be very intense. So I thought, let's be perhaps the one and only who takes a little bit time off just to do a little bit of OPHICHIUS. So if, hopefully that could be a thing we do maybe once a month, once a week, I don't know. You're not afraid of the dark, snake carrier. Or can I call you snake charmer? You're not afraid of the dark. Darth Vader here, the Shadow Lord. So we're going to dig a little deep into the situation, just like with the other signs, going to treat you equally. But since the snake charmer doesn't get too much attention, I'm not going to do a giant read just yet. For those of you who don't feel connected to it yet, you never heard about it before, know that this also will resonate for those who consider themselves to be Sagittarius. Right. Here we have the well. Bellam. This is where we get the word well from, meaning also wellam, water in Sanskrit. So you might, now days like this coming out, it's a little bit alert. Maybe you are withdrawn a little bit. Most of the people I know as sages haven't really heard from them in a few days. Maybe you have an alert period. However, moon is in Aries as we speak. No excuses. Anyway, whenever you see this, it doesn't have to be attached to February. It's basically synchronicity based. That's how we work. The ring, the precious ring with a ruby stone, and then we have the movie The Ring. Already we are getting all creepy on you here. Cool, huh? That's cool. A girl looking like a black-white movie flapping towards you. Creepy girl. Looks like some of you want to commit to, usually the ring is about commitment, but you know, a ring, for me, I've got my hands full of rings. I'm not engaged, I'm not married, and so that's why we can't really say that the ring is engagement. But when I buy a ring, it's shopping. I consider it as I'm shopping. Lots of jalla, as we say in Norway. When you see the ring like this, it's usually a little bit of a big deal, more than just, oh, I'm out shopping, by the way. It's a commitment where you take a situation. You're binding yourself basically to a situation which would lead to considerably more responsibilities than usual. All right. So if it's a love story, then someone could want to give you a ring. I don't know how they do it in the East, here in Thailand, India. There is usually, I think it's a necklace or something, but in my part of the world, as in the West, Europe and US, those guys, the man goes down on his knees and he gives the chick a ring and he puts it on the ring finger. It's an ancient, actually, Saturn symbol. All rings, even the ones you have in your ear, is an ancient Saturn symbol. In Hinduism, also known as Sunidev, it's also Kali. She's the ruler of time. And this planet's been worshipped as a god for thousands and thousands of years. So this is why the ring, the two towers, all that stuff, you find it all there. It's practically a Bible. Well, what do you know? Some of you could be involved in a relationship which makes people blab. Okay? They gather together and they blab. Okay? How did you know he and she and yada 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 just, oh my god, elevated the relationship, they're now engaged, yada yada yada. Some people care about what other people think. My father is not one of them. People would blab blab about him covering the entire roof with solar panels when it wasn't even that big at that point. They were laughing at him, including his own daughters, my mom, everyone. I knew, however, I knew, as someone who's been living outside and all that stuff, that besides, we want that, free energy. Now he's making money off the neighbors. The electricity prices are high up there in the air, and he's making money off the entire neighborhood. And it's a pretty big neighborhood. I'm not laughing that much now. And would that have happened if he listened to the blabbing? Oh no, you think that's silly? Okay, I won't do it then because you say so. I consider sages in general to be very similar to a Norwegian character who is called Espen Askeland. Everything he picks up, he finds it, he picks it up, he keeps it, and his brother are laughing at him. In the end of the story, all those things that he picked up from the ground, including a dead raven, gotta give it to him. I also feel a little bit like him. I wanted to say. And the whole thing was that she would marry the guy who wasn't able to keep her mouth shut, who wasn't able to tell something funny, roast him in return. She would roast everyone, and she would be really good at it. So Espen's two brothers would try to roast her in return. Didn't work. However, he did it very well, and that was because of all the shit he picked up, including the dead raven. I can't obviously I obviously have no clue what but she did get the kingdom and the princess and that shit, that golden stuff. And for me, that's highly Sagittarius, Aries, Aquarian energy, and at the same time, I'm none of those things. I still have a lot of that stuff in me. Like, oh, I'm sure I could use that for something. Oh, I'm sure I could use that also. Being seen as someone quite brainless, just keeping a lot of crap. I'm not really organized either. But in the end of the day, I do walk off with the prize, don't I? I mean, just look at this room and the princess dress over there. Fairy goth mother came. I made sure I got to be Cinderella for one night. All right, so let's move on with don't give a shit about what people think. Since of course sometimes we have to lay low because it could affect the stock market we run. Oh, what do you know? The little red devil is approaching you again. Mental mind games, I don't know. Fake person, I don't know who. Maybe it's the one that comes up first. Like, do you mind, like, oh, him, her, like, the first person that comes to your mind. Usually, if this wasn't a Lenormand card, I'd say you're up to something sneaky, and maybe that's part of your nature, because you have to be a little bit like a snake. However, the snake in this deck is pure evil. The fox is just fake. Someone phony. Oh my god, is it you? Looking around, checking out if there's something we can talk shit about, or if we can destroy your reputation and blah blah blah. But snake will kill you. In this case, I might just do something I never really do, and that is that some of you are really clever. And I know some of you are very clever as a fox. I know some of you are tricksters. Very well done, And that is kind of a shape-shifting, because usually we can feel the vibe when someone are fucking with us, like, yeah, that vibe doesn't work with me, honey. I don't feel the Sagittarius people in general are very malefic, though. However, I do believe that you're very intelligent and very smart, far more clever than people give you or grant you. I do believe that some of you play your games very well, so well that it won't be discovered before your own wife or husband, you know, dies. Might be, well, the very moment you tell them out of pure bullshit. That is if you're evil, though. But you might be someone who know exactly where to put the chess pieces in order to get people to trust you, to make them talk, and for them to deliver the game they play towards others. Of course, they would never play that game towards you because you're so nice, snake charmer. Am I out or am I in? Horny much, lilies? All right, nothing wrong with that. I love lilies, they are very pretty. Someone here are trying to be logical about someone's pussy. I'm supposed to say that, should I? I said it anyway. King of Swords, huh? Some of you are being very defensive while you're building something very strategically. At the same time, there is someone being courted here, or there are some peacock vibe around here. I barely know any snake charmers. I have a niece. She's autistic, so she doesn't really go as anything at all. She's introvert, not talking, genius in regards to drawing and painting. But not the typical sage. Some you know, we think about sages and Geminis, they are loud, and Leo. Look at Scorpio here. Yeah, I'm loud and I talk a lot, which is the reason I love this channel. If I could just get 10 people who loves whatever information I have here for you, it's beautiful excuse for me to keep doing your side. I'm not even a snake charmer myself. I'm not sure I'm interested in being one either. I'm going for Capricorn. I like Capricorn. Oh, I love Gemini. To be honest with you, I don't know Sagittarius very well, and I don't like that part of you which change your mind just like people change socks every time. I do have a side to me which can be like that, but in general I'm fixed, you know. And I made up my mind, nothing can stop Mount Everest. I'll blow it up. I'm gonna go through that mountain, you know. That's fixed sign. You have a pretty well stacked amount of abundance coming towards you, King of Coins. So whatever you're up to, snake charmer, something is coming to an end. You might even inherit something. There could be a funeral, a real funeral, or you could be one of. There are news coming in here. So for some of you, it could be news regarding a death. For some of you, I just had this thing about Anubi, but I just thought about Anubi. That was a little weird. Because in order to ascend, or, you know, if you're into that spirituality, New Age stuff, in order to ascend, your heart needs to be like a feather. You can't have. Do you feel a lot of pressure in the chest because of, not because of the cakes I eat or you eat and what we like to eat, but do you feel a lot of pressure on your chest because you are overstressed? You have so many things that you need to worry about. You must worry about. My mom, she's like, I have to worry about that stuff in order to because if I don't worry about it, you can't fix it. Well, can you fix it right here and now? If you don't, if you have to wait in 3 days the opportunity comes, or if you have to sleep now, well, I'm not one of those who fall for that shit, like, oh, be healthy. If you can't fall asleep naturally, stay awake then. Hell no. So, like I met this wonderful Taurus guy from Utah in Kathmandu. He would tell me, hell no, I've got 10 more years to live. If I want to smoke whatever, drink wine and eat steaks or whatever, you know. He was into that stuff, and he was a Buddhist at the same time. It was kind of weird, but he was very generous. It was fun and cool to be around. He was a real cowboy, you know. Southern people versus Boston people is completely two different worlds. It's like comparing Norwegians with Spanish people. Anyway, he said that, you know, I have 10 more years to live, maybe. I'm not going to waste that on eating like a rabbit and drinking water. I'm gonna smoke. I'm gonna enjoy my life while I'm here. And as a Taurus, fixed sign, case closed. I said, I kind of agree with you. Unless you overindulge so much that those 10 years is going to be a nightmare, right? So there has to be something in between. He was obsessed with the Tao. I would love to ask him right here, do you know that the Tao is the same thing as the Golden Path, which is the in-between? Not the in-between as the Tibetan death book, book of the dead, book of the death, book of the dead. Yeah, they are like, oh, the in-between. I think they refer to this world, or maybe the astral world. But the in-between is what you focus on. Okay, so let's say you are now going to focus on saying, you know, I am not going to whip myself up because I smoked a couple of cigarettes a day or had a beer, or beat myself up because of that. Waste my energy on the fact that we're human, we have cravings, and we are also here to enjoy life. We are here to experience life. Also, if you choose to be a Puritan, that's also an experience, and it's a discipline. So if you choose that, the goddess is not going to say, oh no, you can't do that. So to him, he was very furious with people who chose to sit in a cave and practice the forbidden stuff, you know, to ascend and to practice certain things, right? he was against that because he thought that was selfish, when we can run around and help people. The thing is, we cannot help everyone. And a Buddhist said that. It's a story about a Buddhist. It's not true necessarily, but this, what happens, it's got of truth to it. The Buddhist would help someone who came, who was sick. He would help them. Then more people would come to this Buddhist. And now the entire village came to this Buddhist for all sorts of things. And in the end, they didn't want to solve their own cases anymore. They just wanted the attention. Oh my, you know, can you blow away the pain on my finger, kind of. And so he said, you know, enough. And basically the thing is that you can help people and give them, and at some point they will take all those gifts and helps for granted. So the basic principle here is that you give people a fish because they're hungry, but teaching them how to fish and be on their own, that's the true path of the Tao. And he was all about the Tao. And for me, the Tao is not necessarily Mother Teresa, you know. And many of these philanthropes have in fact been exposed as pretty terrible people. So why are we still giving them the saint kind of thing? We are all just human and we do mistakes, and that's part of the experience of being here. Just let it go. I did something naughty. I just robbed them for a blueberry cake. I'm going to put money there tomorrow morning. Anyway, the hunger got the best of me, you know. I'm not going to have nightmares because of that. No. So that's the thing about Taoism, and digress much. Some of you have a lot of, there is some darkness here that is alluring your mind a little bit. It's like something is crawling into your mind, and it is dark. It could give you sleepless nights. Maybe some of you are obsessed with what's going on social media in order to get that obsession away. It's a huge transformation attached to that. Some of you could feel stuck. Some of you might want to just get some proper rest in regards to what you do, whether it's work or not. And here we have the fox again, guys, girls. Maybe there is an offer here in regards to a ring, or in regards to let's work together, let's do this together, or whatever. But some of you, either you or the fox, but the fox is coming up twice here. And it has something to do with the ring, a big commitment. You need to look out for that, okay? I wouldn't take that too serious. There are, basically, we are all surrounded by super fake people. You just have to get over that. There are more fake people around us than real deal. With that, I mean pretentious bullshit. There are people talking behind your back, my beautiful snake charmers, and they are talking about your love situation or something that has to do with love. It could be that someone are in love with you. In that case, is a water sign. And there is someone here. You have a strong connection with them. Let's just put it like that. with that. I'm tired of love stories. If you have Virgo friends, or if you have some Virgo, check out the Virgo read. That was, you know, a wedding while mixing golden teachers and weed and it's the most crazy read ever. I mean, Virgo, the most crazy read? Yep. So, being a little bit smart, are we? Someone's being loyal to the fox, and this loyalty that this person is giving to possibly you, if you are the fox. I know some of you are. Let's just say I'm a very old dog and it's hard to fool me. Even if I give you my trust, I'll always have you in the back of my mind. Wow, you played well. Because in the end of the day, I know very few people who somehow have not trying to play me, or in the end of the day, you know, somehow kind of mind games, or, well, that depends on the relationship you have with them. Some you have a very superficial relationship with them, some people you get very along, but there are less people who are real than people who ain't. You could be very real, but you might have come to the same conclusion I have, that most people can't be trusted, although we do have strong loyalty here to the fox, or a fox who is loyal, which makes you pretty unique in that case. Okay. Rubbing, or yeah, we had a few incidents here where I just did some card reads in the other room, where the neighbor would rub each other's genitals, and it was pretty loud, and she would moan pretty loud, and I had to deal with that. Now I had to deal with it again, deja vu. A big, large you see, lilies, they represent sexual energy, because Lenormand cards are very old. Now we have lilies here, which is, I want to shag you senseless, or the other way around, but you're tripping, baby. I don't know what's going on. It's a weird little thing. Flowers here from someone who could be Libra, or just really good. You know, this is Queen of Swords. That's Libra, okay? There are some flowers attached to this woman. Maybe there is a gift in regards to that situation. Maybe you and an opposite sex there are having a lot of sex there, shagging like babies. What else is going on? Anyway, this is what might come towards you. Oh, this is the vibration, which is kind of rounding up right around you as of now. There is abundance here. And all you need to do is to just read upon a little bit information. I don't know exactly what the information could be about, but I think the information could have something to do with law and order. Oh, actually, it's far more than that. It's not just law and order. This goes far deeper than that. It's very transformative. It's like, a big thing here. If you can do that, there is a fucking bitch load of money coming in here for you. Claim, I wish I could claim. And what do you know? Someone's going to help you out, sending you money, giving you money, whatever. All right, so OPHICHIUS, Snake Charmer. Let's do my Gothic cards and see what else you're up to. Oh my God, I'm being generous with you. I told you I'll give you a cheap read, and turns out not possible. So, and I'm gonna do a sage read also, guys. You're killing me. Let's see, what do we have for the Snake Charmers? So I take it that, well, there's all the reads I do are weird in their own way. At least you didn't get the snake, so you're not pure evil. You just... I'm not sure what to say. Like, well, let's say, if this is you, you play your cards very well. Let's play poker one day, okay? Let's pretend I didn't see that fox at all. For those of you who know me, I'm going to pretend I never saw that fox. I already have pretended a lot. I didn't see that fox, and I'm going to keep on doing that. And just for once in my life think that, okay, because truth to be told, I love them. As an animal, they're pretty cool. It's like a mixture of cat and dog. Sorry, dog, yeah. Oh wow, that's weird. But they behave like, more like dogs, but sneaky dogs, but they have these cat eyes, but they sound like dogs, and they play like dogs, and they are super cute. And I also believe a fox is loyal. The reason of the bad reputation, in those days, they always came and stole one of your chickens, and for that you got really bad reputation. So anyway, that's the meaning of the fox in the Lenormand deck. If you see it in another deck, it's just a very smart, beautiful animal, actually. Beautiful. And it's like having a cat and a dog in one. Lucky are those who actually have them. All right, let's see. So there is a well here, a deep well. So the water goes very deep. It doesn't move, which it should, you know. Yeah, there we have you. So it doesn't move. And there is a sort of a AC. I'm lucky I have AC, but it's also messing with my this system in here. Okay, so apology. I should get my glasses as well, because I don't see shit. Okay, that's okay. They use pentacles, but it's keys. I should have known that by now. Okay. I feel that you should take it easy. So I get something about playfulness, that maybe you should take it easy, be more playful, fresh air, maybe even go to the lake, and whatever you're up to, I think it's going to pay off if you're just patient. Don't listen to that little voice that says, no, this is a ridiculous idea. No. It says you're going to do pretty well. All right. So we have a ring. We have a fox. And this fox is wounded. Maybe because it doesn't feel it can trust anyone anymore. Let's say in a love situation. So some of you have maybe turned yourself into a fox, because usually I call out foxes right away in real life and here, and I hate the word fake, but that's literally what the card means, you know, fake person, it says. False person is perhaps better. In another deck they use a cat. That's so mean. Can't you just use a gesture or something? But yeah, this is a lack of patience here. No, this is no. It's not being able to defend oneself. It has something to do. The fox is wounded in regards to this ring, some kind of commitment, and it's wounded. There is love here, people talking, and there is this vibe here of travel attached to this love, despite what people say. Okay, 8 of Wands. This is actually your card, Sagittarius energy. Again, here we have the fox and we have the dog, a highly unlikely couple to hang out, right? Like someone are loyal to the fox, or the fox could be loyal. This would be the most ironic read, because never ever would I go and say, oh, this is a nice fox. Sometimes as card readers we sometimes make exceptions, and a snake charmer is an exception. This dog have a lot of love for the fox. But I'm not sure the love is from both sides. That's something I would love to look more into. However, my time is precious. I'm supposed to produce this card, not play with them. So, sex life, flowers. I want to peacock you so I can peacock you. Yeah, exactly that. Flowers. This woman is highly romantic, but she also carries a sword. She is known as the Queen of Swords in the zodiac, so she could be Libra, but don't fuck with Libra. Very often you find them as lawyers, judges, but as those who go straight to your throat, because they know everything about law and order. If they have some Scorpio shit in them, you're fucked. So you don't want to fuck with this woman or man. This is someone highly intelligent. If it's your brain, then stick to being intelligent. Don't fuck anyone over. The karma's gonna bite your ass. Shouldn't have to tell that to a very intelligent snake charmer, should I? Now, the Queen of Swords, she would be a snake charmer, but she's also very blunt and direct. What the hell is this picture of? Okay, a woman with those creepy ears. People stretch their ears these days. Yes, I'm Gen X. They've done it for a long time and I'm still in shock. Okay, so we have news coming in here about something about you have my attention, and you have my bender, you have my sexual attention, and for that I'll give you flowers. There's a strong sexual interest here in someone. Maybe someone have taken a very strong sexual interest in you, snake charmer. All right. I'll pull out a few cards in regards to who these people could be for some of you. Here we have 6 of Swords, which literally means that you might have to take a journey in order to get those money, which is on the back of the deck here. You're going to pull out just 4 cards in regards to the main description of the person or people who have an interest in you. And honestly, I couldn't give a fuck if you are the fox or not. Hopefully, if you are the exception. So we have someone very young here, which we have exactly there, who have a strong sexual interest in you. Okay, and you seem to have a strong sexual interest in them. Not possessive, but there is definitely sexual attraction here between you and someone. Okay, let's see if we can get some more. Either they could be a lot younger than you, or it's just a very careful gesture in regards to how they approach you. Some of you could be dealing with either a Piscean or a Cancerian, someone from a water sign. Okay, someone with a strong Cancer / Piscean placement. I colored this myself, so I'm going to show it off to you. Cool. Yeah, they gave me a deck with no text, completely out of the world pictures. I had no clue what the hell is this. I took my time, and now I have a proper deck. I can actually understand. Cancerian energy, Piscean energy, a little bit of fire energy. Someone young. Oh, that's too much. Please shut up. Oh, fuck. No, I'm not going to give you the entire deck. Just show me who is after the snake charmer. Okay, there's young people who like you, or they are very careful in how they approach you. Some seem to be very gifty, you know, bring you small gifts to show their interest in you. It's a very earth way of thinking. Like I've got Venus in Virgo. If I took romantic interest in someone, or if I want to show someone my love, either romantic or even my child, I usually give them something physical, you know. My daughter, she just wants money, but she too, I buy her t-shirts and stuff, you know. When I've been in a relationship in my past, I usually also show my love by giving them something I know they would love, or, you know, just buy them some clothes. That's a very earth way, Venus in Virgo. So I show my love in how an earth sign would show their love, which is even household things, which I hate, but I do it. Go to the mall, even cook once a year, maybe give you a massage, buy you a gift, do something for you to ease up the tension, you know. There is also another, oh, we have a queen here. Someone who is from their 30s and up. Someone who is well established. They could have been in a relationship before. She could have Capricorn abilities or just mastered the energy of the material world. She or he is self-sufficient. Usually they will go as a Capricorn, but not necessarily. We also have the Empress here. Someone here could be a little bit older, but this person hasn't really mastered all the 4 or 5 elements yet. Okay, so that could be possibly a Taurus, mostly, and get most Taurus energy, but could also be another Libra. But there is someone here who could be in their 40s, but she doesn't understand how to do the whole thing. Sometimes they pretend to understand how it's like to, you know, this could, you know, when Empress in reversed, they could be really nasty people, narcissistic, and they could even pretend they have a lot of money when they really don't, just to impress the people. They can be self-obsessed. They don't care about absolutely anyone but themselves. They could also be rather clumsy in regards to master one of the queens, you know. If she doesn't master Queen of Water, she would lack the energy of motherhood. If she lacks the Queen of Wands, she would lack the ability to entertain people and be funny. She would be really super uptight, you know. If she does not master the Queen of Swords, she can't think very logically. She's not very funny to be around. She's very little sophisticated. She's not necessarily very intelligent either, if she doesn't master the suit of air. If she doesn't master properly Queen of Coins here, which someone here does, that means that she's not really paying her bills. She's extremely unorganized. She's I'd say, you know, I have one example on one woman. She's basically borrowing a lot of money above crazy limit. And she likes to buy fur coats and golden rings instead of spending those money on her children. Instead, she's trying to find love by impressing people. She would even steal from her own children if she thinks she can get away with it. She's also a thief. She's an older woman, and she still thinks that having expensive furniture and gold watches and rings and bangles, fur coats, being rich is more important than living a simple life, just being organized, just paying your bills and not, you know, I had debt. That doesn't make me the Empress in reverse. We got $7,000 in debt. That's a very, very low debt for being someone like me. Meaning what I'm trying to say, I'll be able to get rid of that debt pretty fast. In a year or two, it will be gone. But the Empress in reverse, she could have hundreds and hundreds of thousands of crowns in debts, you know. She will never be able to purchase her own home. some of you could have that vibe above, you know, that fair. Anyway, you do have someone who is adult here. You do have someone in their 30s, 40s. You do have someone who is a little bit secretive, a little bit alert. And again, someone in their 30s who have taken an extra interest in you, including someone who likes to pretend they're all that. Anyway, I'll give you a couple of, wow, that was a very short read for you guys. I suppose this is Snake Charmer / Sagittarius. I was promising Sagittarius also. So you have the Garden of Venus. It's one of my favorite cards. I'm not going to read a bunch of stuff that because I'm gonna go hit the sack. Listening to Iron Druid. This is a dream card. This is something about dreams and how things can, you know, appear in our dream world. I'd say start to build your inner garden and go there. And if you have ChatGPT, build that garden for God's sake. I also have a very strange flying thing here. Could look like an eye poker, dragonfly, dragon glider. It's like a ballerina, the ballerina of the air. I'm not sure what kind of sense that makes to you. We also have a beautiful house here, which interests me kind of, as I'm kind of building a house inside my dreams. It's not too unsimilar to this house here, Una casa ordenada. It's not a ordinary house, however that's what it says. Clarity and organization, which we just talked about. So this is what I need to know, this is what you need to know. Basically, a lot of this kind of resonated with me also, maybe because OPHICHIUS, whatever you call yourself, is kind of a Scorpio mix, which makes my mom highly volatile because she's got moon in Scorpio too. So if you see this, Mom, don't hit me. Yeah, I stole a cake, so I have to put some money for that so I can sleep well if they start knocking on my door. Did you steal a cake? Borrowed a cake. Okay, so that's, wow, how awful, how super guilty I feel like because of that. Anyway, snake charmers. I haven't done snake charming for a long time. I'm obsessed in a way with snakes, in a different way, which you wouldn't imagine. Nagas, that's what they're called. And our reptilian forefathers along with the Lyrans. Check it out, Astral Legends on YouTube if you're interested in some super cool sci-fi stuff. Anyway, guys, I love you so much. If you dig my shit, thumbs up, I would dig that, and catch you guys on the flip side.